Hello everyone, this is Crusaders versus Omnics Part 3. So in Part 2 we had two Bastion AIs on hard versus one rather amateur Reinhardt. And they nearly got the payload all the way on Eichenwald. Now, we're going to increase the difficulty on the other axis. We're going to do 3 Bastions versus 1 Reinhardt on medium difficulty AI. Now, this is Test 3 of Crusaders vs. Omnics. If you haven't seen Parts 1 or 2 in 1, I explain my reasoning on this after having seen the Bastion short and Reinhardt's quick cameo in there, and thought to myself, there's no way he's going to be able to tank all those Bastions. So here we're going to see how well the Crusaders of Eichenwald might have been able to stand up to a never-ending onslaught of Bastion-type robots. So without further ado, here we go. I do think it's worth mentioning, it is possible that the Crusaders had different abilities and units, that they weren't all just hammer-wielding, shield-having, massive, knight types. But it feels very likely that at least a good number of them were, since we've seen that Reinhardt's master has pretty much the exact same setup.
We fought a terrible battle here. Many Crusaders lost their lives.
And that's why we want to try and replicate it, because it's very likely that it's very likely I'm not going to win. In the previous tests, I've been pretty aggressive. I've been trying to get up close so that I can do some damage right away and keep them off the point, rather than trying to shield through it, since very likely they're going to cut through my shields, especially if they go turret mode. But as I've also said, I am not really great with Reinhardt, so I am doing my best. I will probably get better as we go. Skill set for killing Bastions is a little different than playing with regular players.
Defend objective A.
Hold fast! Do not let them through!
Double.
Okay, it looks like one of them's turreted up. And now it's time for me to run around and look for health, because obviously don't have a healer. It's just a lone Crusader versus 3 Bastions. But my ult is up, so that may help me in my quest here, although I don't know where he's flanking to, and I really hope he doesn't turret up somewhere really obnoxious. And there it is, turtling up somewhere very obnoxious. And I need to get on point if I'm going to do anything, but if I do this wrong, they're just gonna kill me. That doesn't quite do it, does it? Now this is one of the interesting things. On medium, they turtle up really well, but they don't necessarily want to try and get on the point. I don't really know what to think about that, if that's just something specific to how Blizzard set the AI up, or if it's something specific to how Bastion acts when they're on medium. But either way, I mean, it makes it a little bit more I guess pseudo-believable that Reinhardt might, or any of the Crusaders for that matter, might be able to take on a force of Omnics if they're kind of predictable and you know, a little bit illogical in their behavior. Now that was a bit of a risky move, and I probably didn't need to do it, but it was a lot more fun than just sitting around and staring at them and hiding in a building while they don't cap anything. Oh, now that, on the other hand, could be a problem. I'm surprised that those shots don't actually hurt as much as I thought they would versus the shield. You know, his actual turret fire is a lot more devastating than those explosions, though I suppose those are a little better for finishing off, you know, some people. Now the third one, on the first time I did this, they kind of turtled up around the corner to almost like support their spawn. So yeah, medium difficulty, this was... I mean, it's not done yet, but I have the feeling that unless there's a sudden utter change in how their AI are responding, maybe a emergency kind of worries. Or a really amateur Reinhardt making huge excuses. Although, here we do see a very different, they're acting very different than they were a moment ago. And, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. And they took it. I am actually surprised. So apparently the way they act changes once it gets closer to time. Now if I'd saved my ult, obviously I probably would have took them on that first point. But let's see if I can at least hold them off and keep this from... well, keep this from going all the way. You know, it's entirely possible with a much better player this would go entirely differently. Oh, okay, so that was taken back easily enough from them. Unfortunately, I didn't really stagger them, so that means it's very likely they're gonna really make this difficult on me. And that was another wasted ult. But, you know, getting aggressive, because I don't see how else to deal with them at this point. I would be interested in trying this with 2 Reinhardts and seeing how many could be taken on, since there'd be a little more ability to switch off and use slightly different tactics. Also somebody who could actually, like, land their land their hits.
Steel yourselves! Push them back!
Now, as tough as Reinhardt is with his shield, he is really fragile behind it. At least he seems to be. Now granted, there are 3 of them, and they are all not low damage characters, even when they're out of their turret form. But it is definitely a bit of a struggle to keep up with them. Now, I'm going to hope that I can get out here before they cap. Oh no. And once again back to, I am a very amateur Reinhardt. Still, I not expected to just kind of fly through the other Bastion turret there. I thought that at least hit him or knock him or something. But you know, this is what it is. So we've got to try and work this problem as best we can. Now, their aggression level is relatively low for the moment. They seem to be getting more aggressive as I get closer. Oh, goodness.
Hardly broke a sweat.
60 seconds remaining.
And now I've left it pretty much vulnerable by flying all the way over here. Good health pack. And let's see if we can, oh. You know, once again, going back to, like, decent player, probably could have done this. So I would not credit this entirely as being an undoable. Had I hit more of my ults or landed more of everything, I probably would be okay here, because they'd probably all be dead. But in the meantime, I am getting assaulted by a series of tanks, and luckily none of them are getting too sassy with me, but I've got to play this very cool overall, and that means not getting completely annihilated by turrets. Oh, they're just too dumb to be on the payload. Well, that works too. Okay, so on medium, I just barely stopped them. So as a curiosity on this for, next time, I think I'm going to load them up on easy, and I'll go with a full 6. I'm probably going to lose that, but I want to see if they were just, you know, rock stupid robots, if one Crusader could take on 6v1 odds. So, okay then, I'll see you then.